I was just about ready to come on here and rip this team again, possibly throw the garbage can back on my head. Because the Jays were down, what, 5-0 against the Miami Marlins, and I'm like, this is a joke. This is a joke. This is terrible. We're losing again to a team that we should be. We could lose 4 in a row to combined teams, or to 2 teams that have combined not even 100 wins. But instead, the Jays, they actually make a comeback here, and it all caps off with a Justin Smoak pinch hit grand salami, and the Blue Jays win 6-5 over the Miami Marlins. Is it a game we look at and say, that is a great win right there? No, not really. It's not a game you want to look back at and say that was one of the great games of the season. Was it a good ending to it? Oh yeah, big time. Should never have gotten that far though. Aaron Sanchez got the ball today, and I was trying to keep a close eye on him about his, again, throwing strikes. And early on, he walked one in the first, walked one in the second, but nothing else happened after that. Didn't give up a hit, in those first couple innings. Did a great job. Went through 3 innings, did a great job. Went through 2 innings. So in the 3rd inning, guys, I think that's where it was the 4th inning, He went 3 great, I think it was 3 no-hit innings. And then in the 4th so an inning and a third afterwards, he had 3 no-hit innings. I know it doesn't sound like much, but he had 3 no-hit innings. And walked 2. I think he struck out 1 at the time, or something like that. This is how his line ends. 4 1/3, 8 hits, 5 runs, all were earned. He walked another batter in that time, and, oh my God, and struck out 2. So in that inning and a third, that he, in the 4th and the 3rd of the 5th inning, he gave up 8 hits and 5 runs and walked the batter. That was terrible. He was all right up until that point. That's really what we saw in his last start, too. He was good for the first few innings, and then he fell apart. Now, at that point in time, Jays fans are like, this team is down 5-0. Are you kidding me? And they can't hit anything? But things change fast. And we go to the top of the 6th inning, and really doesn't seem like much. Travis grounds out to start the inning. Then Granderson comes in to pinch hit. Possibly not even a Blue Jay by midnight tonight. Possibly. I think he still will be. I haven't heard much traction on the trade talk. I know he cleared waivers and all that, but I don't really know what's going to happen with him. He ends up singling to right field in his pinch hit at bat. Then Billy McKinney doubles to center field. Granderson ends up at third base. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Lourdes Gurriel has a sacrifice fly to right field. Granderson scores. McKinney to 3rd, and it's a 5-1 game. Now, at that point in time, we're like, that doesn't really matter. The Jays can't really get anything going. Whatever, right? But then we go to the top of the 9th inning, and they bring in this pitcher, Barclaw. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And Morales singles to center field to lead off the inning. Then on a wild pitch, Morales moves to the second base. Then Grichuk walks. 2 on and nobody out. You're stuck by 4. You still need the bases loaded at the very least, right? And then Kevin Pillar strikes out, and we're like, well, that's a tough one right there. That's not what you want to see right there. But then Danny Jansen hits a ball up the middle, but it was slow enough that Starlin Castro, former New York Yankee, gets to it and tries to glove flip it to his second baseman, but instead it doesn't come out of his glove, and it goes straight up in the air. Everybody's safe. Bases are now loaded. And they bring in Steckrider. It's a great name. I freaking love that name. It's a great one. And then Aledmus Diaz strikes out. And we're like, well, there it is. There's 2 out. Now you need a grand slam. Oh, Justin Smoak's coming up. Well, look at that. This team all game has just been trying to swing for the fences. That's all they've done since 13? And all they hit was some fly balls today. That's all that was going on was fly ball, fly ball, fly ball. Not really anything going. But then Justin Smoak comes up, and we're thinking to ourselves, well, he does hit a lot of fly balls. However, his fly balls carry out of here. And Justin Smoak comes up, and he swings and misses at a first pitch curveball. And a fastball up, he thinks it's too high. It's not. It's strike 2, and he's down 0-2. We're like, oh, Smokey. Well, this could be it. And he gets another fastball almost in the identical spot, and Smokey gets on top of it and crushes a, I want to say smoke bomb. Well, it definitely was a smoke bomb, but it was a grand slam for Justin Smoak, and that gives the Jays the 6-5 lead. Oh, I forgot a Devin Travis walk in there. That's why I made it 5-2, and then the grand slam made us. Wow, that sounded terrible. But you know what? You guys get the gist of it. After the Diaz strikeout, Travis walked in a full count, bringing Smokey to the plate and getting the grand slam to give the Jays the lead. Ken Giles comes out in the 9th inning, gives up a leadoff single, and then strikes out Castro. Then Riddle walks on 4 pitches, first and second, 1 out, gets a foul out by Dean, and Sierra lines out to Billy McKinney to end the ball game, and still, Ken Giles, you throw him in a save situation, he gets the job done. Gives up a hit, walks a batter, strikes out a batter in his clean inning of work. Now, guys, I know everyone is probably wanting to hearing about Josh Donaldson. As we all know, as of right this second, we don't know what we're getting back yet. All we know is that Donaldson is going to Cleveland. So once we figure that out, I will be getting a video out to you guys kind of talking about all the players we got, Donaldson and the meaning to the Jays and how his time ended and everything about Josh Donaldson, guys. That'll be out whenever we figure that out. I'm assuming it's tonight at some point, but I'll keep you guys posted about that, all right? And you guys will know. Once you see what we got back, you guys will be like, all right, the video will be coming out fairly soon. I'll be right on top of it, guys, all right? So, and I'm not going to talk about the Donaldson trade anymore in the video. It's just going to be for that one coming out a little bit later. Focus. Thank you very much. All right, so the Jays come back and they win 6-5. They come back from being down 5-0. That's been a theme lately. Can't happen. It's happening way too much. Happened once against the Philadelphia Phillies. But then the next game, you lost by quite a bit. And then we all know what happened in that Orioles series. You lost. The best game you lost was by 5. I think it was by 7, by 5. Terrible. This game, you're down 5-0. This can't happen. The starters got to be better. Plain and simple. It is terrible. Sanchez was abysmal, but then Danny Barnes threw 2/3 of an inning of clean ball. Murphy Smith threw a clean inning, walked the batter, gave up a hit, but that was about it for him. Tim Mayza threw a clean inning, gave up a hit, but that was it. Biagini, clean inning, gave up a hit. That was it. And we already said about Ken Giles. The bullpen did their job today, but they can't be saving games like this left and right. It can't happen. The starters got to give you some length. You know, and, I mean, the Jays get the victory. That's great and all. And the batting-wise, Billy McKinney, guys, continues to stay red hot, and I'm thinking he should stay in that leadoff spot until he stops hitting because he's doing great. He was 3 for 5 in the game, and the 2 outs he got were strikeouts, and that was his first 2 at-bats. So he went 3 for 3 afterwards, hitting .381 as a J and .460 on base percentage. Again, that'll come back down to earth at some point. Lourdes Gurriel went 1 for 4, also with an RBI on the sacrifice fly. Obviously, they're in the 6th inning, 5th inning, something like that. His average dropped to 293, guys. He's really struggled since coming off the DL, but as a young player, you want to see him grow and get better. So you're going to let him go trial and error and just let him work through his things. Morales went 1 for 4. Grichuk goes 0 for, so his hot streak kind of slows down a little bit. Danny Jansen was 1 for 3, obviously, with that infield single. Scored a run in the game as well. And but that was really about it. Granderson had the hit. The Jays only had 8 hits in the game. They didn't do anything against Dan Straley other than sack fly. You're not going to get a whole lot done when you play like that. So that's it for this game. Game 2 of the series, guys, goes tomorrow night, 7:10 first pitch. I'm pretty sure that I'll be at my girlfriend's house tomorrow night. We got to confirm that and everything, but if that's the case, the video will be uploaded probably a little bit later than usual, but it won't be too bad of an issue. It's just that you guys know the setup when I'm there. It'll just be uploaded at a little bit later on, but I'll be right on that, guys, don't you worry. Marco Estrada versus Wei-Yen Chen, 7:10 first pitch there in Miami, taking on the Marlins. Jam-packed like Camden Yards. Maybe not so much. But, and then the finale of the series goes on Sunday. Sam Gaviglio versus, I think it's Pablo Lopez? Pablo Lopez in the finale Sunday afternoon at 1:10 in Miami as well. So, you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoy this video and you guys enjoy the ending to this ball game, smack the like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys. What'd you think of the game? Also, if you guys want to talk about Josh Donaldson in the comments, you guys go right ahead. But You don't really need to because there'll be a Donaldson video out very soon talking about that whole deal and that whole spiel. And I want to hear what you guys have to say about the ball game. Justin Smoak's grand slam. What'd you think of Aaron Sanchez today? Also, Ken Giles, what are your thoughts? Billy McKinney, guys, what are your feelings towards him? I'm loving it. He puts bat to baseball. He's got some speed. He's a good outfielder. I'm not complaining. And we got him for J. Happ. And we got Brandon Drury, who, when he's actually healthy, might not be bad. So, and J. Happ could be back next year. So, hey, you never know what can happen in the big leagues. It's just the great game of baseball does that to you. But you know what, guys? We'll talk to you guys. It'll probably be Wednesday, podcast edition. Links in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes, guys. Twitter is down below as well. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow night as the Blue Jays, they look for back-to-back victories, and Marco Estrada looks to give us an actual decent outing. He's been horrific over his last little bit. Went 2 innings in his last outing and only 5 1/3 in his previous outing. He's looking for a bounce-back outing. The Jays need the Jays need Marco to give them actual, I guess, length. They need to give them at least 5 innings because that's been a stretch lately. We're going to have to wait and see what happens, though. Tomorrow night, Marco Estrada, Wei-Yin Chen, 7:10 first pitch at, I think it's Marlins Park? What is it called? Yeah, Marlins Park in Miami, taking on the Marlins in Game 2 of the 3-game set. We'll talk to you guys then.